Hello, good evening and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingnay Tim Hokip bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include Manipur government sends police commandos to investigate the construction of RCC bridge at Tingkang Pai, entry denied by women folks of the area. Polling at 58 constituencies in 6th phase of Lok Sabha election concluded. Orange alert for heavy rain in Northeast on May 27. News in details. An RCC bridge is constructed over Gun River near El Tingkang Pai, which lies in the boundary of Lamka and Chandil district. On hearing the news, the Manipur government sends numbers of Manipur Police Commando to investigate the matter, but we are denied entry by the Central Forces and the women folks of the area. The RCC bridge is constructed after the Meiteis Barn Bailey Bridge, which connects Lailoy Pai and Suknu, and this RCC bridge is constructed to replace it. After the Meiteis burned the Bailey Bridge due to the Meitei-Kuki War, the Kukis have no other means to cross the Gun River, which runs along the geographical boundaries of various districts of Kuki inhabited area. The Kukis used to cross the Gun River via boat during the monsoon season, which was very risky, and when the water level is low, they used to cross it with vehicles directly. The government had not initiated the reconstruction of Bailey Bridge, as well as making movement very difficult for the Kuki people. Hence, without any government support, the Kuki built the RCC bridge to replace the Bailey Bridge. The construction of the bridge got viral on social media and was made known to the Chief Minister of Manipur, Biren Singh, who sent Manipur Police Commando to investigate the matter. The women folk cut trees and laid the tree trunks on the highway to block the Manipur Police Commandos from entering the region, since they are up to no good. The police personnel who came to investigate the matter got scared and back off, said sources. The RCC bridge was constructed 16 km away from Sirao and lies on the boundary of Lamka and Chandil. The progress of the construction is reported to be positive, with the finishing of 40% of the bridge pillars. The Manipur government strongly obstructs the construction of this bridge, and MAD M. Raskumar DC Chandil issued an order to immediately halt its construction on the 21st of March 2024. However, after the burning of the Bailey Bridge, Kakching and Suknu was dominated by the Meitei, making it impossible for Kuki to pass through it due to the ongoing conflict, necessitating the construction of another bridge in the Arles for the Kuki to cross the Gun River. Once the construction of the bridge is done, locomotion and movement will once again be brought back to normal for the Kuki people. The bridge will ease the movement of people between Lamka and Chandil, from which the people can easily go to More and other places. Voting has been done for the 6th and penultimate phase of Lok Sabha elections. In this phase, polling is being held in 58 parliamentary constituencies spread over 6 states and 2 union territories. This included 14 seats in Uttar Pradesh, all 10 seats in Haryana, 8 seats in Bihar and West Bengal, all 7 seats in Delhi, 6 in Odisha, 4 in Jharkhand, and 1 parliamentary constituency in Jammu and Kashmir. Voting began at 7 in the morning and will conclude at 6 p.m. Nearly 26% voters had already cast their vote by 11 a.m. A total of 889 candidates are in the fray in this phase. The prominent candidates whose fate will be locked in EVMs include senior BJP leaders Dharmendra Pradhan, Maneka Gandhi, Manohar Lal Khattar, and Manoj Tiwari, and Congress leaders Dipander Singh Huda, Kumari Selja, Ras Babar, and Kanhaya Kumar. Samajwadi Party leader Dharmendra Yadav and PDF chief Mehbooba Mufti are also in the fray. Over 11 crore voters are eligible to vote in this phase across 1.14 lakh polling stations. Election Commission has made elaborate arrangements to ensure smooth and hassle-free voting. Poll body has specially reminded voters in urban centers like Delhi, Gurgaon, and Faridabad to exercise their right to vote and break the trend of urban apathy. Simultaneously, polling is being held for 42 seats of Odisha Assembly in the 3rd phase. In addition, assembly by-elections for Karnal seat in Haryana and Gainsari constituency in Uttar Pradesh are also taking. The Indian Meteorological Department (IMD) has said that a cyclonic storm developing in the Bay of Bengal is likely to reach near the coast of West Bengal and adjoining Bangladesh on Sunday, May 26, as a severe cyclonic storm. The IMD has forecasted squally weather conditions spreading to adjoining areas of the north of Bay of Bengal with gale and force winds reaching speeds of 60 to 70 km per hour, gusting up to 80 km per hour from Saturday, May 25 morning. IMD has further issued an orange alert for the states of Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Mizoram and Tripura in the northeast, warning of heavy to very heavy rainfall at isolated places as a consequence of the cyclone's trajectory. The Weather Department has also issued a warning for the fishermen and said they are advised not to venture into the South of Bay of Bengal till 24th May, Central Bay of Bengal till 26 May, and North Bay of Bengal from 24th May onwards till the morning of 27 May. Fishermen out at sea are advised to return to the coast. Lalmohn Puya-Punte, MLA and political advisor to CM, Government of Mizoram and Joy United officials have visited Tui Vai Bridge construction site on 25 May 2024. They have a review meeting with the chief engineer, JESA, and workers at the construction site. Lalmohn Puya and the Joy United officials appraise, encourage and motivate engineer and the workers. Tui Vai Bridge is the only connectivity of Mizoram and Zone Natlak in Manipur in southern Manipur. The bridge is 250 feet length and it was collapsed for 2 times, and this is the third construction. The Joy United Secretary, Reverend Dr. V.L. Ngakthang, requests everyone passing through the construction site to give continuous moral support and to not disturb the workers but ensure peaceful completion of the project. And it also appreciates Chief Minister of Mizoram for boldly taking up the project as it was requested by Joy United and other Zone Natlak CSO. The construction work is expected to be completed before monsoon. DC Network staff visited KSO Community School at K. Molnom Village, Gunpi Block, Chandil District, where they come to know the hardships faced by the KSO Community School and how helpless the KSO are regarding the matter. Mention may be made that K. Molnom is a frontline village just few kilometers away from Siro, which is the buffer zone in Sugnu area. The KSO Gunpi areas are also mostly displaced persons and their sources of income had also been cut off. Some of the executive members are taking shelter in relief camps in Lamka town along with their families. Putting all this aside, the KSO Gunpi area had arranged this community school mostly for the IDP students who are taking shelter in the area, and also for the downtrodden section of the society whose parents cannot afford them education due to the ongoing conflict. This KSO Community School Gunpi area is a great symbol of charity and humanity since the school is run free of cost. The school supports 100 students from class preparatory to class 10. All these 100 students do not pay even a single penny for admission or tuition fees, and free books and uniform were distributed to them by the KSO. Just 100 rupees registration fee was taken from them by the KSO. But here is the situation. The KSO Gunpi area had taken the tins which are used for the school construction from businessmen at Lamka. The tin cost a total of 1.5 lakhs rupees. The KSO had been running fundraisers to pay off the debt, but just few 10,000 rupees was received from the fundraisers, since the area is poverty-stricken due to the war. Well-to-do people of the society and others who have a sense of pity for the KSO Gunpi area can always visit the school and give donation to them, since this is a 100% charity or non-profit school run by the KSO Gunpi area. A free medical camp was conducted today, the 25th of May 2024, at More, organized by More KKL. The More KKL has served the people with great enthusiasm and responsiveness as always, and also conducted a free medical camp today at More Auditorium. The patients who attended the free medical camp were given satisfying treatment, and also medications were also distributed free of cost. More KKL thanked the doctors and nurses of More PHC for willingly joining the medical camp and showing great contribution. The More KKL have once again proved their purposes through this medical camp. May God bless them in their future endeavors, said the public. Mizoram Chief Minister Laldu Oma on Friday set an example as he joined a mega cleanliness drive in a stream in Aizawl as part of a cleanliness campaign on Luang River, the main source of water supply to the state capital. Donned in a labor dress, carrying a dao in his traditional woolen bag, and wearing a hat, the 75-year-old was seen collecting garbage among youth volunteers from Aizawl's Tuikol stream, which flows into Luang River. For Laldu Oma, a person who strongly believes in Lom Ngai Na, a Mizo ethical code of selfless service, VIP status does not bother him when it comes to helping the poor or social service. The cleanliness event was organized jointly by the Safe Riparian Group and the NSS cell of Mizoram Sports and Youth Service Department. Braving a scorching heat, over 500 youth volunteers took part at the event. Sports Minister Lalnging Lowa Mar also participated in the cleanliness drive. Addressing the participants at the beginning of the cleanliness program, Laldu Oma shared his past observations of the Luang River's pollution caused by waste from Aizawl City. He lauded the Safe the Riparian Group for its relentless efforts to clean the tributaries of Luang River or streams that originated from Aizawl and flows into Luang River. Luang River is the main source of water supply for the state capital. There, initiatives prompted both the government and myself to take action towards cleaning streams to have clean water supply, Laldu Oma said. He said that the commendable service of the Safe Riparian Group encouraged him to take part at Friday's event. The Chief Minister had earlier supported the service and cause of the group by donating Rs 2 lakh last month. The Safe Riparian Group was formed in March this year with an objective to clean gorges and streams to have clean water supplied from Luang River. The group launched the first phase of its massive cleanliness drive for 20 days in April and cleaned 2 streams. The second phase of the mega cleanliness drive was launched in early May, and during the drive, members of Safe Riparian are trying to clean barbages from Tuikul Lui and other streams within 30 days. Russian State Nuclear Corporation Rosatom head Alexei Likhachev said that India will get next-generation nuclear fuel this summer, further calling India a key partner in the nuclear area, reported Russia Today RT. Atomic Energy Commission Chairman Ajit Kumar Mohanty was hosted by the Russian atomic chief in Siberian Tomsk region in Russia on Thursday. The Russian atomic chief sought Mohanty the 4th-generation site that will host the safest atomic reactor in history, RT India reported. Moreover, the head of Rosatom, Likhachev, also praised the cooperation between the two nations, calling India a key partner in the nuclear area. Earlier on Thursday, Mohanty and the head of Rosatom held meetings in Seversk, Tomsk region. The leaders of Russian and Indian nuclear industries visited the site of the Pilot Demonstration Energy Complex (PDEC), being built in Seversk, Tomsk region as a part of the PRORIF, the Breakthrough Strategic Industry Project, according to a statement by Rosatom. During the joint visit, a full-scale discussion took place on the prospective areas of the Russian-Indian cooperation in the nuclear field. We are ready to serious expansion of the cooperation with India in the field of using nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. This includes, first of all, serial construction of the Russian-designed high-capacity nuclear power units at a new site in India, implementation of land-based and floating lower power generation projects, cooperations in the nuclear fuel cycle area, as well as in the field of non-power applications of nuclear technologies, Alexei Likhachev said. Atomic Energy Commission Chairman Mohanty is visiting Tomsk, Russia, with the Indian ambassador to Russia, Vinay Kumar. They also visited Tomsk State University and met with Regional Governor Vladimir Majur, according to RT India. In his meeting with Majur, the ambassador discussed potential areas of cooperation, including pharmaceuticals, high technology, education, and research. At the Tomsk State University, Ambassador Kumar gave an open lecture on India-Russian relations in the current global scenario and met with Indian students from various universities in Tomsk. Prime Minister Narendra Modi responded on Friday to Trinamool Congress Chief Mamata Banerjee's remark that the BJP government at the center will expire on June 4. In an interview with NDTV, Modi acknowledged Banerjee's statement stating that the current government's term would indeed end then. He added confidently that he and the BJP would form a new government after the elections. She is speaking the truth. This government has to end on June 4, then a new government has to be formed, right? Modi told NDTV. It is constitutional that the term of the government has to end. There is nothing political in it. After the elections, a new government will be formed, and we will form it. When asked about Banerjee potentially setting a new expiry date, the Prime Minister humorously remarked, "I am indestructible. I am from Kasi. Kasi is indestructible." In the interview, Modi also emphasized that he does not view the opposition as his enemies. He expressed a desire to work collaboratively with opposition leaders and learn from the positive aspects of their long governance. "I never challenge and I want to take them along. I do not underestimate anyone. They have formed the government for 60 to 70 years. I want to learn the good things that they did. I do not consider the opposition as the enemy," Modi told NDTV. The Prime Minister welcomed constructive criticism and advice from experienced opposition leaders. "If they have anyone experienced who wants to advise me, then I welcome it. They can say whatever they want to the media, good or bad, but if they have anything to offer for the country's good, then I welcome them. I don't wish any ill upon anyone," he said. Modi also expressed his commitment to modernizing India's governance. "I want to get rid of old mentality. I cannot use traditions and laws that were made in the 18th century to build India's futures in the 21st century. I want to make a change by reform, perform, and transform," he concluded. The United Nations Top Court has ordered Israel to immediately halt its controversial military operation in the southern Gaza city of Rafah, further increasing international pressure on Israel over its war against Hamas. Israel must immediately halt its military offensive and any other action in Rafah which may inflict on the Palestinian group in Gaza conditions of life that could bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part, Judge Nawaf Salam, president of the International Court of Justice, said on Friday. The court considers the humanitarian situation in Rafah to be classified as disastrous, he said, adding that UN officials have indicated that the situation was set to intensify even further if the Israeli operation in Rafah continues. Israel began a limited ground offensive in Rafah on May 7, defying calls from the international community, including the United States, not to proceed. More than 1 million Palestinians were taking shelter in Rafah before Israel started its operation, but the court noted that around 800,000 have since been displaced. Upon entering Rafah, the military seized the city's border crossing with Egypt, which has remained such since. The crossing was a vital entry point for humanitarian aid. The court ordered Israel to open the Rafah crossing for humanitarian assistance and said it had found that the evacuation and living conditions provided by Israel are not sufficient to alleviate the immense risk which the Palestinian population is exposed to. Rulings by the court are final and binding, but the ICJ doesn't have a mechanism to enforce them, and they have been ignored in the past. Israel officials have condemned the ICJ's ruling. Yair Lapid, leader of Israel's opposition party, Yesh Atid, said that the fact that the ICJ did not even directly connect the end of the military operation in Rafah to the release of the hostages and to Israel's right to defend itself against terror is an abject moral failure. Naftali Bennett, who was the 13th Prime Minister of Israel, wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter, that the International Court of Justice just provided every terror organization on earth with the perfect method to get away with murder. Hamas welcomed the order in a statement, but said it has expected it would be for the entire Gaza Strip, emphasizing that the situations in Jabalia and other cities are equally dire and warrant similar attention. South Africa filed an urgent request on May 10 for additional measures against Israel, accusing it of using forced evacuation orders in the southern Gaza city of Rafah to endanger rather than protect civilian life. The request was part of a larger case brought by Pretoria against Israel, which South African accuses Israel of committing genocide against Palestinians during the 7-month-long conflict. Israel's Deputy Attorney General for International Law Gilad Noam denied the allegations in his opening remarks at the ICJ last week and asked the court to respect the predicament Israel is in. 16 protesters have been arrested after a University of Oxford building was locked down due to an occupation by a pro-Palestinian group. Oxford Action for Palestinian OA4P started in a sit-in at university officers on Wellington Square at 8:0800 BST, demanding a meeting over its policies relating to the Israel-Gaza conflict. The university accused them of threatening and violent actions. Police said 16 people have been detained on suspicion of aggravated trespass. It added that one of the 16 had also been arrested on suspicion of common assault. BBC Radio Oxford reporter Phil Mercer-Kelly, who was at the scene, said hundreds of people were outside the building, being prevented by police from entering. He added that there had been a big movement as police forced a group of people back to Little Clarendon Street to allow police vans to leave. Protesters had gained access to a private office inside the building and hung a Palestinian flag out of a window alongside a list of their demands. In a statement, Thames Valley Police said elements of this protest sought to obstruct the removal of the persons arrested. The statement added that police were still managing an ongoing peaceful protest in the city. A spokesperson for OX4P said today, Oxford students staged a peaceful sit-in to demand that the university met with us after 2 weeks of non-response. Instead of engaging in dialogue with her students, the Vice-Chancellor chose to evacuate the building, place it on lockdown, and call the police to make arrests. We demand the administration meet with us to negotiate immediately. The university said the temporary occupation of the building had caused significant distress to staff. In a statement, it said, contrary to claims by OA4P, this was not a peaceful sit-in, but a violent action designed to escalate tensions. It is clear that the actions of some of the protesters involved in the encampment have created a deeply intimidating environment for many members of our community, including our Jewish students and staff and members of the local Jewish community. It insisted the university's senior leadership was horrified by the suffering of people in Gaza and the taking of hostages on 7 October and said there was no place for intolerance at Oxford. On 6 May, so-called liberated zones were set up at Oxford's Museum of Natural History and King's College, Cambridge. The demonstrators called for the universities to cut financial ties with Israel following its offensive in Gaza. More than 33,000 people have been killed in Israel offensive in Gaza. The Hamas-run health ministry there has said, the majority of them civilians. Israel rejects accusations that it is engaging in genocidal acts in its campaign in Gaza and has insisted it has the right to defend itself following the armed incursion by Hamas on 7 October. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.